from the return of the Shadow Kings, just as the brave Pharaoh did 5,000 years ago.
YouTube, Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh here today, and as you can see, we have a little different setup today and a little different video. I wanted to do this video before I disassembled these sets. I think it's super cool that someone took the time way back in the day to complete these sets. So I made a recent purchase where I bought, I spent many thousands of dollars to acquire this, and I've not really taken the cards out of the binders. As you guys can see, none of these even have sleeves, so I get it, bear with me. I'm gonna get these properly sleeved, properly sorted by condition, and some are first ed, some are unlimited, but I just wanted to kind of capture these complete sets as they were intended to be, where, you know, collect them all. So these are near complete sets of a lot of these sets, and or are complete sets, and so I just wanted to record them in their entirety as they were meant to be before I kind of part them out, because I am going to sell most of this collection, but I will keep some. I do have a little bit of Pokemon. I know this is a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, so if you're looking for Yu-Gi-Oh today, just hit next. But wanted to capture this because it is a cool trip down memory lane. Okay, so we're going to start here with Jungle. What I've just noticed is some of these are missing the symbols. So there's a lot of different weird, like, you know, stage errors and this and that I don't know about. So I'm gonna have to do some research. You guys can comment if you're knowledgeable on, or if you see any errors, because I'm definitely gonna probably miss something through this video. And there's quite a few sets, but we are starting with Jungle through the hollows here. Vaporeon and Flareon, probably the two big ones, and then we get into the rares that are the non-hollows and into the commons. Very cool to see, very small set, 64 cards. Then we get into Fossil here, straight into it. Articuno, Gengar, big one. Dragonite, a big one. Ditto has always been a fan favorite for me. And then Lapras is always super hard to grade just because of the light background. Same thing. We have the non-hollow variants, and most of these are unlimited, but we will get into a few sets that have a kind of a variation between the two. Through Fossil, we keep on going. Then we get into Team Rocket. All these are holographic. I don't know how the camera up here is picking these up. Unfortunately, I know this one has a binder dent, so I'm hopeful. Like I said, I've kind of glanced over this, but I have not done the deep dive. I'll do that after, but I wanted to just get a video of this in complete totality, because it is cool just to see the full sets. So this one is probably MP because it's got the binder dent. And then, yeah, Dark Dragonite, Dark Blastoise, super cool card to see with all these Team Rocket cards. Same thing, rares, the non-hollows. Dark Chameleon, very cool. Dark Jolteon, I love the evolution, so I'm always gonna kind of gravitate towards those. A lot of first editions in this set, so this is one of the few sets that I was told that they pretty much opened cards, and then if they hit a spare, then the kids could play with the cards, and then they kept a regular one copy in a binder that did not get played. We have some Black Star promos here. The Ancient Mew, I don't know which variant it is. Yeah, Black Star, Birthday Pikachu's a big one. Entei's always cool to see. Love the legendary dogs. And then we get into some Topps Chrome. And I watched one video where I tried to differentiate the different printings, because like this one has like the little flames in the background. Well, this one, and then some have Topps Chrome on them and some don't. So that like also threw me for a loop. And then I know if they are something special, which none of these are. Let's see if we find one here. And I'll be able to, I think, be able to tell on some of them. And some of them are double. Like this one, I think is Sandshrew. Let's see if I can get it pulled out. Some of these are just like stuck in there too. Like they've just been in here for forever. Yeah, they're just like literally suctioned in here. I guess we can see the back here. Yeah, so this is the Techno Chrome. And I know there's Techno, and then let's find And then I think this Clefairy is also Techno, but you're not going to see it because there's more in one sleeve. And yeah, some of these sleeves have multiple cards in it, so it's going to take me a while just to sort through everything. But very cool to see these Topps Chromes cards in their different variants. And like, so this one is like holographic with the flame, but it is nothing. But I know there's multiple variants. I don't know. It's wild. So that's going to be a fun learning experience for me just to figure out. And then we kind of like another set with most of these being just the base. But here we have Spectrochrome for the Squirtle. And then here we finally hit our first Sparkle Chrome, and those are very easy for me to tell. That's the one that I can easily differentiate. And Clefable, I think, is a Spectrochrome, and then we do have a Technochrome Clefairy. And most of these will be for sale. I might grade some and keep some of these for my collection, but I'm trying to move most of the Pokemon because it's not my main area of focus, and I do want to get a good chunk of my money back pretty quick. Golduck with the Sparkle Chrome, and yeah, just super cool to see. And then a couple random stickers, and then like one page of Digimon. So yeah, I've not pulled any of these cards out really other than that Dark Charizard. So I don't really know the overall condition, but that is just binder number 1, as you can tell by the length of this video. So it's not going to be completely chronological order, but we're going to try. Okay, so up next we have base set 2. Pretty much a reprint of all the holos from base set 1. Once again, I'm no expert by any means, so if you see any errors, anything like that, comment. I don't know if there being too many in like base set 2, for example, but super cool to see all the holos there. Finish it off with Zapdos there, and then we get into the non-holos. Love seeing the original Gen 1 Pokemon. Super cool artwork, and it's just kind of interesting to see how many variations there are across the sets. Get through the trainers here, and Imposter Professor Oak, Energies, and then we get into Gym Heroes. Blaine's Moltres, always super cool. I have some of these in PSA grades already, but like PSA 7s and 8s, just from a collection I bought even, back in probably 2017. So these are always cool to see all the Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. So Rocket's Moltres, a lot of these cards are kind of popular now with the new Destined Rivals print. Sabrina's Gengar, always a big one there. Gengar is huge. Of any variant. Rocket's Snorlax is another big one as a non-holo. And yeah, just cool to see all the artworks kind of in a owner's artwork, Brock's or Erica's or Sabrina's, etc. So we'll get through this, all the trainers, very cool to see. And then yeah, continue on with Gym Challenge, I believe, Blaine's Arcanine, and I swirl up there Charizard with the error. I do know about that one with the fight symbol. Erica's Venusaur, Giovanni's Persian. Super, super cool. First Ed, Rocket's Mewtwo, and Misty's Golduck, looks like. So have some first Eds throughout here as we get into the rares and non-holos just in general. I guess these are all still rares, I believe. Now we're actually in, or uncommons. There's holos, rares, uncommons, and commons, I believe. Blaine's Charmander, Magikarp, Ghastly, always fun to see, and Lieutenant Search's Pikachu, Energies, and then we get into some bigger sets. This is Neogenesis, and I always love the Feraligatr artworks, and then the Lugia. Always super hard to grade because of how light the foiling is. And the same with Slowking and Pichu, also just with the yellow backgrounds, always kind of hard to grade. And then you can't skip over the Typhlosion. Really, this set of holos is probably my favorite. And we get into the uncommons and the commons. Gotta love the Gen 2 And then we get into, I think, our final set for the big chunk of this purchase. Espeon, Houndoom, Poliwrath, Tyranitar, Umbreon, huge one there. Get into the uncommons and rares. Umbreon, Tyranitar, very cool through Neo Discovery here. Okay, and then we get into some really crazy stuff here in Neo Revelation. I know quite a few of these are the double holo, with Ho-Oh and Houndoom for sure. And I believe Entei is as well, but I'm gonna have to look through some of the rest of these here. And yeah, just really cool cards. Like I said, I love the legendary dogs. And continue through here into the non-holos. And there were a couple missing because they got put off to the side initially. And I believe these are double holos as well. I know the Shining Magikarp is, and I believe the Shining Gyarados is as well. So yeah, those are already top loaded. I've not looked at the conditions. The guy just like knew those were worth pulling out and putting in top loader. So those have just been there. And then we get into Neo Destiny. I believe Dark Gengar, huge. All these evolutions, Espeon, Dragonite, Tyranitar, Typhlosion, always super big popular cards. It's always kind of interesting to see some of the artworks they use. Like this just looks like there's like claymation sometimes, and just, you know, that one just looks like it was drawn by like a third grader. So it's fun to see these artworks across the different sets. And like, yeah, that one just looks like, yeah, claymation to me. And we go, and we go, and we get this set done, and then boom, all the shinies at the end. So I have to look through all these unlimited Shining Charizard, Kabutops, Mewtwo, Knocked Out, Raichu, Steelix, Tyranitar, Celebi. So these potentially are going to be some big ones to spend some grading fees on. And then the main bulk of this purchase, the main value, not the bulk because there is a lot of cards that we went through, is Legendary Collection. So you have your regular holos here at the beginning, very similar to base set 2, with a kind of a combination of jungle and fossil also. You have your uncommons, rares, commons, and then the camera might spaz out over this. We have the entire reverse set. So I have 2 in a top loader over here. So Charizard is there, Dark Dragonite is there. So complete first page there. And just wanted to get those in a sleeve. I've not, once again, not really looked at, I looked over them in a store, but nothing under really great lighting. So full sheet there, and then just, you know, Gengar, Jolteon, Ninetales, Venusaur, just hit after hit in this super unique rarity. Arcanine, Moltres, Mewtwo's huge, Dragonairs. I love the Dragonair evolution to Dragonite, Charmeleon, Growlithe, Ivysaur, all the different, yeah, just super cool cards from, you know, this era. Snorlax, Bulbasaur, Dratini, Squirtle. So it's kind of weird just how they like the starters and things got kind of spread out, because I do believe these are in chronological order. Pikachu, like I said, and then we have a couple spare, or yes, extra copies of the regular holos here at the end. And then I do have like 2 binders of just like extra commons and uncommons and rares, but non-holos. And then I do have 3 of the 4 box toppers. So I'm missing 1 box topper to have a complete set of Legendary Collection. And then, yeah, just complete sets of like Jungle, Fossil, Neo Revelation, Neo Destiny, base set 2. So super cool collection, and now becomes the fun part of me going through every one of these cards and figuring out Do I just like want to keep it for my collection? Do I want to grade it for my collection? Do I want to grade it to sell it? Do I want to just move some as like a bulk deal to someone? So lots of potential avenues, but it's going to be fun to look through all these cards in depth and kind of unfortunately break up these complete sets that someone did take a lot of time and effort to do way back in the day. So that's why I wanted to show everything together, because it did deserve to be kind of captured as a collect them all. They did collect them all, and now hopefully I will collect some and then share the rest with potential buyers and let other people collect what they want. So it's a cool thing to see. I just kind of stumbled upon it. It was not like actively looking to buy a huge Pokemon collection, so it was just kind of fate that this landed here on this table. So enough ranting for me. I hope you guys liked a Pokemon video on my Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh channel, but this is vintage, like this is vintage Pokemon, like WOTC era at its core. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thoughts, comments, if you've seen any misprints, stage errors, any wonkiness, let me know in the comments. Any help is appreciated with things like that. If you're new to the channel, I don't normally post Pokemon, so we'll be back on the regularly scheduled Yu-Gi-Oh! And as always, thanks for watching.